In this video, I'm going to react to the worst call in baseball history. Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. This is the place where I react to music, media, sports, anime, anything related to popular culture. I'll watch it with an open mind and give you my 100% honest reaction to it. And if you could please hit that like button early, I'd really appreciate it. Now this is going to be a really interesting video just because I've been learning so much about baseball. Like over the last 6 months since I started this channel, it is just a way more complex and, to be honest, interesting sport than I thought it was back in, way before I started reacting to baseball. And I reacted to the Astros cheating scandal last week, and that was just fascinating. It was just so interesting because when they started, when they actually zoomed in and amplified that drum sound that they made with the trash cans, you think to yourself, that sounds so obvious. Like, how did no one notice this, And obviously, it's easy for us to say now in hindsight because obviously we know that they cheated using that system. Whereas back in the day when it was going on live in the flesh, I guess it just sounded like random, drums, like a random noise. So yeah, this video is going to be really cool just because if for something to be called, the worst call in baseball history, it's going to have to be bad. It probably stirred up a lot of anger in certain fan bases. So let's go. This is going to be a lot of fun. So this is going to be me reacting to the worst call in baseball history. Let's do it. Let's do this.
This video is not about this call.
Oh, what happened, guys?
They're calling it an infield fly rule.
And it's definitely not about this bad boy either.
Right side, Cabrera will cut it off. Galarraga covers. He's out. No, he's safe.
Those are all for a different story. Let me take y'all back to July 26th, 2011. Actually, you know what? It was 1:50 a.m. on July 27th when this event occurred, because the game in question was in the 19th inning.
Wow.
The Braves and Pirates are 6.5 hours.
Hold on a minute, hold on. So games can go on that long? How long is a typical baseball game? 1:50 a.m. No way.
Into what has already become a game for the ages. This is a game that's given us the dynamic duo of Cup Guy.
That's a lot of cups.
Yeah. And Let's Go Pirates Girl. Sidebar, the Braves just played the Pirates a few days ago, and there's a girl going completely ape in the later innings.
Versus Venters. Polanco is 0 for 3.
Could it have been the same person back 7 years later to haunt broadcasts? But I digress.
She is giving it everything she's got.
The game had been scoreless since the end of the 3rd inning. We're talking about 16 innings of thrilling scoreless action leading up to this moment. The Braves had used their incredible O'Flaherty, Venters, Kimbrel combination for the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Then Scott Linebrink and George Sherrill combined for the 10th, before Christian Martinez pitched 6 scoreless innings in relief. Then the Braves did the scariest thing a team could ever do, which is give the ball to Scott Proctor with the game on the line. And he tossed 3 scoreless innings of his own.
Oh, man.
This game was completely bonkers. On the Pirates side, a similar hodgepodge of relievers was being used, and it all led to Daniel McCutchen returning to the mound in the bottom of the 19th after having already pitched 5 scoreless innings of his own. The game was now the longest in Turner Field history.
6 hours, 39 minutes. Woo! That's a long time.
But with Jordan Schaefer on second and Julio Lugo on third and just 1 out, the Braves were threatening to walk it off. Which Atlanta Brave will come to the plate to drive in the game-winning run? Oh, it's Scott Proctor. This is the kind of thing that happens when you play 19 innings. Alright, we finally made it. I'm going to show you the worst call in MLB history. Let's watch together.
Let's do this.
Ground ball. Alvarez coming home. And it's not in time.
Whoa!
He's called safe and the Braves win the game.
What the?
What happened there?
No. Seriously, what the f was that?
Bad
watch it
call,
again.
dude. Bad call. Hang on a minute.
Ground ball. Alvarez coming home. And it's not in time. He's called safe and the Braves win the game.
Oh, wow.
I know that the questionable infield fly and Galarraga's near perfecto had more at stake, but in a vacuum, this has to be the most ludicrous call I have ever seen.
It is pretty
Lugo
bizarre.
isn't anywhere near the plate.
Yeah,
when
he's
call.
not. He's like a meter away. Is the umpire? Is he blind? Like, come on.
Arrives to catcher Michael McHenry. There wasn't a single person in the stadium
He's
who
literally like a meter.
thought Lugo
He's like a meter away at least. At
was
least.
safe. Well, except for home plate umpire Jerry Meals.
Think you had a bad day? Well, what about being responsible for this? A big game that goes 19 innings, more than 6 hours, and because of you, the call that ends it all was wrong.
Oh.
Here's GMA News anchor Josh Elliott.
He called him safe.
How can you end
You've
the
got
game?
to be kidding me, Jerry.
Do you know what it is? The umpire just wanted to go home. He just wanted to go home. That's what it is.
Meals.
No sooner had Meals gotten it all wrong, a fact he would later admit, than was heard the cry for instant replay.
Yes, that was an ABC News segment about the game. Not every baseball fan remembers it now, but this call was a huge deal, even though it was just a regular season game in July. At the center of the controversy was Jerry Meals, who came out and apologized the next day after doing a replay analysis of the call.
But how would you need to even do a replay analysis, guy? Dude, it happened literally right in front of you, man.
So now it's time to do a replay analysis of our own. How could Meals have thought that Lugo was anything but out? The ball comes into McHenry, who is standing pretty far up the third base line. Lugo is nowhere near home plate as the tag is applied.
Wow.
Wait, the tag. Can someone run that angle back? The one from the ABC News report?
Kidding me, Jerry Meals.
No sooner had Meals gotten it all wrong.
Oh my god. Look, it would be insane to say that McHenry definitely misses that tag. But boy, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the possibility exists. It's very close. I would say too close to call. But for the sake of being fair, I'm going to show you the best possible evidence that McHenry makes the tag. Now keep in mind, this is the stuff that actually argues against my thesis, but you guys deserve to know what's out there without doing some crazy sleuthing of your own. Here's the closest angle I could find in high quality. Watch McHenry's glove.
Yeah.
See what McHenry's glove is doing there? You could easily argue that it's bouncing off Lugo's shin.
Yeah.
But you could also argue that whatever flexing the glove is doing is simply from quickly jerking it in a tagging motion. We've seen the video, but how about a still image? Something that 100% clearly shows the tag.
Does it
The day
touch
after the game, Fangraphs writer Jack Moore wrote an article titled Obvious, in which he argues against the Meals call being clear as day. He points to a picture posted by Tennessee Titans beat writer Travis Haney on Twitter, that's a lot of T's, which essentially boils down to this. I went back to the video and did a version of my own. It's not really any clearer though.
Is he making?
More-
Is he touching? Is he making
Right.
contact?
Can we definitively say, even from that picture, where glove ends and where shadow begins, it's not like blowing up the picture really helps any, does it? Maybe I need my eyes checked. This isn't the Joyce Galarraga play, where the video and pictorial evidence was so obvious. This is a case where, in my opinion, the confirmation bias of seeing baseball beat runner by so much, the throw beat him by a mile, manifested itself in a similar reaction. I agree with him completely. Mike Fast also posted some screenshots on Baseball Prospectus, which you guys are more than welcome to shift through. Meals himself had this to say directly after the game. I saw the tag, but he looked like he olayed him, and I called him safe for that. I looked at the replays, and it appeared he might have got him on the shin area. I'm guessing he might have got him, but when I was out there when it happened, I didn't see a tag.
To be honest, it is close because it kind of maybe the edge of the glove touches him, but I didn't really see much contact, if any.
I just saw the glove sweep up. I didn't see the glove hit his leg. And let's give him some credit here. Meals had an amazing view of the play, better than ours. You'll notice that a lot of the video I'm using isn't exactly of the highest quality, which is a product of when this play took place and what video is still available. Meals, however, doesn't have to worry about that because he's 2 feet from the plate. He also does his due diligence by waiting until Lugo touches home before declaring him safe. Still, A big problem with this play was that the narrative had been set. I'll outline the narrative for you now. The ugly little narrative is comprised of 3 simple parts. Number 1, the game was in the 19th inning. Number 2, the game had been going on for over 6.5 hours, and it was nearly 2 in the morning local time. Number 3, Meals simply wanted to end the game and was willing to miss a call.
That's exactly what I think went on there. He wanted to go home. He just wanted to go home.
In order to do just that. I was talking to someone the other day and I said, it's unfortunate really, as I don't think it's fair to Meals at all. But some have argued that he just wanted to end the game. I don't believe that Meals would have made a let's go home call. He's a professional after all. But that doesn't mean we can forget about just how long this game had been going in the first place. Everyone was fatigued, not just Meals, but also McHenry, who's the guy who's trying to make the tag. Weird stuff happens when people are fatigued. And then the guy turned to me and he said, "Sir, if you're not going to look at the instruments, I'm going to have to ask you to leave Guitar Center." A day after the game, Meals walked back his original statement and admitted all wrongdoing. After coming into the locker room, I reviewed the incident through our videos that we have in here, and after seeing a few of them on one particular replay, I was able to see that Lugo's pant leg moved ever so slightly when the swipe tag was attempted by McHenry, Meals said. That's telling me that I was incorrect in my decision, and that he should have been ruled out and not safe. Whether you choose to believe that or not is up to you.
Man, I don't know. This obviously is a really heavily pixelated picture, but I just don't know if he actually touches him at all. Like, I don't feel like he does.
But it would have certainly required the MLB to have a different camera angle than any of ours, which I doubt. Look, I gotta tell you guys. Meals apologized, but I really wish he hadn't. Unfortunately, as I said, the narrative had been set, and the MLB was in damage control. ABC News was covering this call as if it was a foregone conclusion.
The collision and the tag, plainly obvious to all who saw it, except
Maybe.
the only man whose opinion mattered.
Go on YouTube right now and type in MLB worst calls or something like that. This play will always feature. It's generally accepted as a terrible call, potentially the worst ever. But considering how close it is to being a tag or not being a tag, I just can't agree with that designation. Remember the infield fly and Galarraga lost perfecto I showed you at the beginning of this video? I did that for a reason. Those 2 plays, along with the 19th inning call
It's more obvious. Those are more obvious, right?
we are looking at, were instrumental in the MLB expanding the usage of instant replay in the 2014 season.
And do you think that this is just another example of why baseball should bring instant replay into plays like that? They already have it for home runs, but for plays like this?
Yes, yeah, after playing all them innings, yes, it's very upsetting for the whole team to play that hard for that many innings and to lose it that way.
It's got
In one final act of desperation, we're going to pretend that Julio Lugo comes barreling home in a post-expanded replay era. Meals calls him safe. Everyone is shocked, but the game isn't over. The Braves probably don't storm the field as there's absolutely no finality to it. Clint Hurdle doesn't explode at Meals either. Why? The play is going to be reviewed, and in the minds of everyone in the stadium, it will likely be reversed. But would it be? We've already looked at every single angle, every piece of evidence available to us. Even though Meals himself said he saw Lugo's pant leg slightly move when he reviewed it a day later, would the same conclusion be made in the heat of the moment, with all eyes watching the replay team? According to the MLB rulebook, if the replay official does not feel he has enough video evidence to make a decision at the time of prompting by the replay director, or management official serving on his behalf, the replay official shall inform the crew chief that the call stands. Replay officials have exactly 2 minutes to complete their reviews.
So 2 minutes, I reckon the same decision would have probably been made, yeah.
We've been looking at this play for far longer than that, and I'm sure Meals did as well once he got around to reviewing the tape. Do you think a replay official finds evidence good enough to reverse this call in 120 seconds?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I really don't think so.
Me neither.
So, despite what that upset Pirates fan had to say about instant replay in that news clip, the call likely would have stood. At least it would have if the replay review was administered correctly, which doesn't always happen. I mean, I've seen some pretty crazy stuff.
That was a beauty of a home run.
Sorry, I got sidetracked there. Anyways, there you have it. The worst call of all time might have been right all along, and it likely would have stood if subjected to modern replay review. Whether Lugo was actually safe or not is something that only the baseball gods can know. Us mere mortals shouldn't bother bickering about it. Instead, we should focus on something we can all agree on. You see, I haven't even shown you guys the best part of this play. Scott Proctor, our shaky relief pitcher turned hero batsman, absolutely eats it coming out of the batter's box. I mean, just look at him. This is a professional athlete. May I remind you, he had a 6 point...
Man, as that video went on, like at the start of the video, I was obviously, saying, oh, that umpire's blind. How could he not see that, he was a meter away, etc., etc. But then, the tag, it was just so... Obviously, it happened so fast. These things happen in fractions of a second. It's 6.5 hours into a game. It's 2 a.m. People are tired. So it's like when you start factoring in all of these things, it's like suddenly his job, the umpire's job, isn't very easy to do. Even with video replay, as Foolish Baseball mentioned, they've only got 120 seconds to reverse the decision. At that time, the guys reviewing it, in the room, they're also tired. Are they going to really find the evidence required to reverse that at that time? Probably not. Yeah, really, really difficult situation. Tough for all involved. The losing team, the umpire. Yeah, really, really interesting video. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and keep throwing the recommendations my way. I know I say it all the time, but they genuinely help me out, because if I know you enjoyed watching something, I'll definitely enjoy reacting to it. So like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, keep throwing the recommendations, and I'll catch you in the next one.